Have you ever walked away from a conversation and then spent the next 10-15 minutes thinking about it? Not because anything big happened, but because you are wondering, did I say something wrong? Did I come across badly? What are they thinking about me? Or maybe this happens more often than you realize. You say yes to something, and even as you are saying it, there's a part of you that knows you don't actually want to, but you still go along with it. And later, you feel that quiet frustration, not towards them, but towards yourself. And here's the strange part. Most people think this just means you're being nice. But what if it's not? What if a lot of what we call being nice is actually something we haven't fully understood yet? Hi, I'm Bhavna, founder of the Inspirited Life Co. And this is something I see very often, especially with people who genuinely care. But what looks like kindness on the surface is not always coming from a place of clarity. Sometimes it's coming from something much deeper. Most people think this is just about being nice. But it's not that simple. A lot of time, this comes from something underneath the behavior. It's not really about helping people. It's about avoiding something. Avoiding conflict, avoiding discomfort, avoiding the feeling that someone might not like you or might get upset with you. And when that fear is there, even quietly, you start adjusting yourself. You go along with things. You keep things smooth. You say yes just to avoid creating tension. Because in that moment, keeping the situation comfortable means more important than expressing what you actually feel. And over time, this becomes automatic. You don't sit and think about it. You just respond. It starts to feel like, this is just how I am. But it didn't start that way. It developed. And this is where it starts to get a bit deeper. Because what often goes unnoticed is what this pattern is quietly doing to you. Every time you say yes, when you don't mean it, something stays with you. It may not feel big in the moment, but over time, it builds. Small moments of frustration, unspoken resentment, conversations you keep replaying in your head, and you start carrying things that you were never actually addressed. And that becomes mentally exhausting because you're not just living your life, you're constantly thinking about how you are being seen, what to say, what not to say, how to come across. And slowly, something else starts to happen. You begin to lose clarity. You're not fully sure what you want anymore. You second guess your decisions. You feel unsure, even in the simple situations. Because when you keep adjusting yourself, you stop hearing your own voice clearly. And in many cases, people don't respect you more for it. They just get used to it. Because when you always agree, people stop checking if you actually mean it. And this is the part that most people don't realize. This isn't just about being kind. It's about trying to stay safe by managing how other people feel about you. You're not just helping. You're trying to make sure they don't get upset with you. They don't reject you. They don't walk away from you. And in that process, you start stepping away from yourself before anyone else even has to. Because somewhere inside, there's a quiet belief. If they need me, they won't leave me. So you become available, agreeable, easy to be around. But at the same time, you feel disconnected because you're not showing up as you. You're showing up as who you think you need to be accepted. And over time, that becomes tiring. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally. Because trying to maintain that version of yourself takes constant effort. So, what do you do with this? Not everything needs to change at all at once. This is not about suddenly becoming someone completely different. It starts much more simply. It starts with awareness. Noticing when you're about to say yes before you've actually thought about it. Noticing when you're explaining something more than the situation requires. Noticing that moment of discomfort just before you adjust yourself. And instead of reacting immediately, just pause. Even for a few seconds. Because that pause creates space. Space between what you are used to doing and what you actually want to do. And in that space, you start reconnecting with yourself. You don't have to become someone who doesn't care. You don't have to push people away. But you can begin to choose where you stop abandoning yourself. And slowly, that starts to change how you show up in conversations, in relationships, in decisions. If this felt familiar, you're not alone in this. A lot of people are living this way without even realizing it. But the moment you start seeing it clearly, you also create the possibility to change it. And if this is something you're currently struggling with, where you feel stuck in patterns like this, and you want to start understanding yourself better and respond differently in these situations, you can explore my one-on-one clarity and confidence reset sessions. It's a space where we look at these patterns together and help you build clarity in how you think, respond, and show up in your life. You'll find the link in the description below. And as always, have a happy, wonderful, and inspirited day. Bye!